You've watched her from across the room. The woman who doesn't rush, doesn't explain, doesn't glance at her phone every few minutes to see if he finally answered. She holds her cup with both hands and she's in no hurry to be anywhere. When she speaks, she says less than you'd expect, and somehow it lands heavier. When she's quiet, the quiet belongs to her, and you've wondered what she knows that you don't. You thought she was just born that way, lucky, made of something finer than you. She wasn't. She built herself, one quiet habit at a time. And not one of them is a secret. What if the thing you've been reaching for was never a personality, only a practice? Here's the distance you feel. You give quickly. You answer fast. You over-explain the small things and apologize for the rest. You hand pieces of yourself to people who didn't ask and wouldn't notice if you stopped. And it isn't because you're weak. It's because somewhere you learned that being good meant being available. That love had to be earned by how much of yourself you were willing to give away. So you've been generous in all the wrong places, spending your best energy on rooms that never paid you back. You answered the text at midnight when you were exhausted. You said yes when your whole body meant no. You shrank your own good news so no one beside you would feel small. And you called it kindness, but some of it was fear. The quiet fear that if you weren't useful, weren't easy, weren't endlessly available, you'd be left. Here's the thing. The expensive woman feels the same pull you do. She just stopped following it. The gap between you and her was never worth its habit. It's the 100 small choices she makes that you haven't started making yet. She isn't finer than you. She just stopped handing herself out at a discount. So let's close that gap, not with some personality transplant, with habits, the quiet ones, the ones nobody claps for, that change everything. When was the last time you spent your energy like it was worth something? The first habit is this: she doesn't explain herself. Her no is just a no. Her reasons stay hers. She learned that the moment you justify a boundary, you've turned it into a debate, so she doesn't. She lets the silence after her sentence do the work. Her why is simply not on the menu. You'll notice it in the small moments. She declines the invitation in one line. No 3-paragraph apology, no invented excuse about being busy. She just says no, warmly, and lets it land. And because she doesn't over-explain, no one thinks to push. Watch how much lighter a woman becomes the day she stops translating herself for people who already made up their minds. The second habit, she's slow to answer. Not playing games, just no longer anxious. She doesn't reply the second the message lands because her attention isn't a reflex, it's a resource. And a woman who is instantly, endlessly available is teaching people exactly how little it costs to reach her. So she finishes her coffee first. She answers when she has something to say, not the moment her phone lights up. The world learns to wait a beat for her, and strangely it does, because everything we wait a little for, we value a little more. So she made herself a little harder to get. Not cold, just no longer cheap. The third habit, she keeps her standards quiet. She doesn't announce her boundaries like a warning label. She doesn't post the speech, she just lives them. And when something falls below her standard, she doesn't argue with it. She simply stops watering it with her attention. The exit is silent. The standard was never up for negotiation. The woman who announces every boundary is often still hoping to be talked out of it. The expensive woman isn't. She doesn't need you to agree with her line. She only needs herself to hold it. So she says less and means more and lets her actions be the whole sentence. The fourth habit, and this one is the turn. She spends her energy only where it comes back. Think of your energy as money. You wouldn't pour your savings into something that only ever takes. But you've done it for years. The friend who calls only when she's drowned, the situation that needs constant proof, the room that drains you and gives you nothing. The expensive woman audits where she spends. She invests where she's received. And quietly, without a fight, she closes the accounts that always run her dry. If you felt that one, if you've been pouring into people who never poured back, type one word in the comments. Worthy, not for me, for her. So the next woman reading this tonight remembers she's allowed to keep her own light. The fifth habit, she chooses her peace over being chosen. This is the one that costs the most to learn. She stopped contorting herself to be picked. She stopped shrinking to fit a space that was always too small for her, because she would rather be at peace and unchosen than chosen and slowly disappearing. She isn't auditioning anymore. She's already home in herself. And notice, being chosen used to feel like the prize. Now she knows the real prize was the peace she kept giving away to get it. What good is being wanted by someone if keeping them costs you yourself? She's done paying that price. She'd rather be expensive and at peace than affordable and exhausted. And the last habit is the one that holds all the others together. She trusts the timing. She stopped forcing doors, stopped begging a season to stay past its purpose. When something leaves, she lets it go because she believes that what is truly hers cannot miss her. The waiting doesn't frighten her the way it used to. She knows God isn't slow. He's building. And the same hands that closed the door she once cried over are quietly preparing the one she hasn't seen yet. So she doesn't chase what's leaving. She doesn't audition for a future that has to be begged into staying. She has watched too many things she gripped too tightly fall apart in her hands, and too many things she finally released come back softer or make room for something better. The timing she used to fight, she now trusts. That is the quiet confidence underneath all the rest. So she waits without panic. She rests without guilt. She holds her peace like the expensive thing it is. And slowly, the habits stop being something she does. They become someone she is. Look at you now. You don't rush anymore. You don't explain the no. You don't pour yourself into rooms that were never going to fill you back up. Your energy has a price now, and you've stopped offering the discount. You answer when you're ready. You leave what's beneath you without a speech. You keep your standards the way you keep your faith, quietly and without apology. And the peace you use to trade away just to be chosen, you wouldn't sell it now for anything. It's the most expensive thing you own. People feel it when you walk in. They lean in a little. They wonder what you know that they don't. And here is what you know. There was never a secret, only habits, quiet ones, kept faithfully day after day until they became you. You used to watch her from across the room and wonder what she had. Now you are the woman across the room, and everything you have, you built, one quiet habit at a time. She wasn't broken, she was conditioned. Now she's unlearning.